What's up? Greetings. Sorry I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks. I was finishing up the thesis and then I said I should probably upload now. But yeah, I'm just doing revisions now. I'm currently in between doing revisions and I was gaming. Then I said, you know what? I might as well record. So here we are. The gaming will not be a recurring thing. I don't really. I'm gaming right now, but like, you know, it's not always constant. You know what I mean? Like, no. And plus, I prefer when I'm doing the commentary for it to just be the commentary, because I feel like when I'm gaming, I get a bit lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm not articulating the idea as well as I should be. So yeah. Anyway, what's it called? Yeah. Again, sorry, I haven't. Again, I was just locked in for the past few days. It kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, it's over. We are completely done with the thesis. Again, it's just in my opinion, pretty easy revisions, right? And then after that, it is. After those revisions, it's graduation, honestly. But yeah, it's kind of surreal. I'll be honest. The fact I'm graduating, it's like, I guess I never really got to stop and like think about it, because it's like, I love this place, man. Like, I love the dorm. I love the this area and like what it means like as a whole to me, like personally, right? So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I also feel like I didn't show enough appreciation of it, like, for my time, which is coming to an end, right? I'm pretty sure later this month I'll be moving out, you know. So yeah. And anyway, that's not the main topic I wanted to talk about. It's more of what's it called? I wanted to talk about. It's kind of philosophical, and it's more about art. I'd say it's more about art personally. Like, it's more about like the philosophy of art, because you know how like I feel like a lot of people would believe like art's about expressing yourself. Art's about expressing yourself. It's about the what's the type? It's about expressing yourself. It's about the it's about expressing yourself. It's about that that extension of the self, right? You know what I mean? Like people like to say those things, but the thing is, I feel like everyone understands that differently, and while most of the time it isn't an issue, it's actually kind of an issue when it comes to music, because music's very communal, right? Because unlike all the other ones, which are sort of selective in a sense, right? Music can just occur. You know what I mean? Like, we just have like a level of natural rhythm as well, like as humans, right? Like, there's a hey bro, it's a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like it's beats, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what it is, right? Like but yeah, but the reason the thing is different is because me personally, I'll use myself as like the main example, just because. I mean, obviously I'm like in touch with my perspective the most. It's my perspective, you know, like by definition. But yeah, what's it called? The damn. What's it called? Like the what's kinda like, okay, here. What's kinda weird is like we like to say it's the extension of the self, but me personally, right? For me that involves like a level of sort of abstraction, because to me, at least just to me, not to say I believe other schools of thought are wrong, just like this is me, right? Like it's like I kind of don't get the very, what you could call just obviously human, I suppose. So it's like, I mean, like again, like I kind of just don't get the feeling as much, because it's like it's gonna be some. It's always something like It's always something like wow, community is great and like I'm feeling this and whatever. It's like I'm feeling so sad or whatever. It's like, dude, I'm not saying like that's like incorrect. Because obviously to me, just express yourself. That's fine, right? But to me, that's not what I lean towards. Because to me, that's not exactly interesting. Because it's gonna be like, what's it? It's always gonna be something like, that's it. What's it? Love is beautiful and the human experience is incredible. Yeah, no shit, man. Like that's not an interesting thing to declare. Like, that's just what it is. You could have told me that, right? Actually, you probably didn't even need to tell me that. I could have, came up with the answer anyway without you having to tell or play anything, right? To me, it's not an extension of the self as much as it is regurgitating the self, right? And that's where I think there's a big difference. Because for other people, it's that I'm gonna show myself thing. That's like, that is what they interpret, right, as the extension of the self. And they're not wrong. I'm not saying, and there's no one's wrong here. It's art, right? So long as you express yourself, that's it, right? But again, because myself, me personally, right, I interact with the entire medium of creative works like that, where it's like, show me what isn't there, show me something weird, show me something like, what's it? Again, to some extent, inhuman in some level. Not to say like I don't enjoy the other works, to be clear. Just more of like, again, that's just I have my bias, you know what I mean? Like I like all of it, but it's like I have my bias to something else. That's it, right? But to me, what's it called? To me, because like that's what I enjoy, right? And when I express myself, it's of course a reflection of that entire process of like that, like pseudo, not even pseudo, like just sort of absurdist type of thinking. You know what I mean? Like that's me, because like obviously to express myself, if that's who I am, that's how I understand art, then that's what's gonna come out, right? Because that's me, that's who I am. I mean, it's part of who I am, like that's what I mean, where it's like when I express myself, it's inherently in a way that to others is sometimes different, and usually, right? Usually people like it or at least accepting of it, like, oh, I'll hear you out, right? Because again, the end goal of art is to express yourself, that's fine. But you always have this like this group of like individuals that are effectively saying like, no, you shouldn't do that, like you shouldn't play this, play that, right? You shouldn't like, what's it, like why you chopping like that on like on this type of song, like it's kinda self-indulgent, they call you bad, like usually, they like to like overgeneralize or whatever. Like this is what I mean, where it's like, bruv, you're just going like, you're going against like the literal definition of I'm gonna express myself. Because to express yourself, right, you need to be, okay with not everyone liking you, right? And on some level, that's just what it is, right? If you're who you are, genuinely, unapologetically, not everyone's gonna agree with you, right? Except instead of having the, sort of understanding that like, sometimes people are just like that, Instead, right, we have, at least in music, because it's so communal, right, that like people won't that like people just kind of like accept it as, oh yeah, that's how it is, when it's like that literally shouldn't be how it is. Because let's say I see someone drawing or like making art or whatever, in, I don't know, in like some cafe or whatever, right? I'm not gonna tell them, if I was you, I would use a different shade of red there, or I don't like how that's composed, maybe you should do this. No, because I'm not the artist, bro. Like, what's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm just an audience there, right? Of course I can appreciate it, but I have to recognize that's a different artist, that they have a different approach to art, and that's what they want to do. Even if my thing is like criticism, I can have my opinion, you know what I mean? That's fine. But it's the enforcement which I strongly have issues with, right? Because obviously you're allowed to have your opinion, you're allowed to dislike and like every single approach, right? I'm not gonna say my approach like right now, right? Without like assuming, I'm not assuming y'all agree with me. I'm saying that's me, right? And that doesn't make me any less valid. It's just like that's who I am. That's my understanding. That's what I enjoy, right? And I'm not gonna yell at people because like, oh nah, bro, why are you playing like that? You know what I mean? Like, no, we're all on our own process. We're all doing our own thing, right? So to me, it's like, if we're all doing our own thing, why is there such a loud thing in music? I say why, but it's like, kind of know the reason why, but that's it. In music, is like, I just don't get why that's such a loud voice, you know? They'll be like, oh, nah, that music's self-indulgent or whatever. It's like, dude, no. Like, especially, okay, me personally, right? Because I've been playing music for a while at this point, right? I like to show off a bit, right? Because to me, it's like, I'm gonna put on a show. I'm gonna do something extravagant, right? Because to me, if I was in the audience, that's what I myself would want to see, right? And I'm not gonna generalize and just assume that everyone thinks like me. I'm just saying, oh, that's the wrong, but whatever. What's it? What's it? You see, this is why I don't do gameplay and commentary at the same time. But anyway, what's it? I don't like, that's it. Again, like, that's just who I am, right? There's no need to impose. Again, let's go back to that drawing example, right? Even if the criticism has a level of validity, right? It's like, that's different. Or, like, I don't need to impose that or, like, my standard of content. What if they know about the rules, they just kind of don't care about it? Well, I mean, that's them. I'm not gonna, you know, I can have my thoughts on it. I can have my thoughts. I'm not just saying say yes to everything, but I'm just saying, it's stupid to impose because that's an entirely different person with an entirely different understanding of not only art but realistically the world. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's very dumb to impose. Except with music, because it's so very communal, people like to impose, and it's just the dumbest thing ever. Because again, by imposing these things, what if that's just how they express themselves? You're gonna tell them they're wrong? Why? On what grounds? That they were different from you? That's discrimination. Like, that's not, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. You're allowed to have your opinions on anyone and everything, obviously. I just don't understand the enforcement, especially of a certain demographic in music. Like, for example, Jacob Collier. Me personally, I don't like his stuff. Me personally, I genuinely don't. Right? You know? But, well, I say his stuff. Most of his stuff. There's a few I do like, you know? But that's just up to me, right? If I'm not gonna like start going get into a fist fight because I dislike his stuff. Like, no, that's just wrong, right? That's just not how that's just not how anything should work, you know? Because again, as individuals, to express ourselves, to be ourselves, we have to understand other people are different and other people will likely not like how you do things, and that's perfectly fine. But don't enforce it, right? I'm not saying your opinions are wrong because there's no such thing. Well, no, there is such a thing, but it's more of like, there's nuance, right? There's a lot of nuance, right? There's practically infinite amounts of nuance, actually, right? So, I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. I guess I saw like one too many videos and like, I guess it just got to me. I don't know exactly what to say, but yeah, that's that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Sorry, this is a very different thing. I'm just in a different state of mind, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. See ya.